Hello everyone, welcome to Honara's Arts and Lifestyle channel. Many of you have been waiting for quite some time now, and you all have been asking me to show how to do a Kundan Rangoli design. And that is why I thought it is about time that I show you how to do it. So, the concept of doing this Rangoli design is going to be very unique. The one that I am going to show you today, it is not something that I have shown you in any of my videos before. So, in many of my decoration videos or Alankaram videos, I have actually used the Kundan Rangoli designs and all. But those Kundan Rangoli is totally different from what I'm going to do today, and these ones are very easy to do when compared to those, and they also look very gorgeous. So these Kundan Rangolis are temporary Rangolis that you can actually place it on the floor like this whenever you need, and you can just remove it and store it in a box. Okay. So these kind of Kundan Rangolis are very much suitable in case if you are staying abroad and or you are staying in a place where you cannot actually put the permanent Rangoli. You can as well use these kind of Rangolis in your rented houses and for the festivals and all, and it's really going to look very gorgeous. Now there are multiple designs that can be made in the same design of Rangoli that I have shown in the thumbnail. So let me show you different types of arrangements of the same Rangoli. Okay. So this becomes one type of a design. Okay, if you want, you can just arrange it like this and you can leave it. But in case if you want a more gorgeous design, then you can start adding elements into it. Again, you can leave it here in case if you want, but in case if you want to make it more gorgeous, then we can start adding diyas here. So there you go. This is the final design of the Rangoli in case if you wanted to look very gorgeous. Now let me show you small designs of Rangoli that can be achieved with the same elements that we have used over here. For this design, we can make use of the pink hexagon as a centerpiece. So this becomes a small design. Now let me show you another design in the small size itself and how gorgeous it can look. So this becomes one more design. In case if you want to make it look more grand, again start adding diyas. So this becomes another design. So there are endless possibilities in how you can arrange each one of these elements to make new designs. The same hexagonal designs can also be used under diyas as a decorative item. So this way we can as well use the same kind of a design to also place it under the diya to make it look even more gorgeous. So there you go. You can see how a single kundan designed rangoli can actually be used in various ways to decorate during the festivals. This video is going to be very lengthy, so that is why I will be making part 1 and part 2 of this video. So in part 1 I'll only be showing you on how to prep for the rangoli, that is how to draw the designs, the geometrical designs, and how to cut the base ready. And in the second part I will be showing you on how to do the decoration using the kundan stones. So please don't miss to watch both the parts of the video so that you get the complete idea on how to make this rangoli. So let me show you on how to do this. First and the foremost thing is that to do this kind of a kundan rangoli design, we will have to choose geometrical shapes. It is only those shapes which are in the geometrical form that look the best for this particular design. And moreover, I'm actually going to use certain materials to do the design which cannot actually be bent into a curve. When I say materials, I'm going to use some special type of stones which come in a line form. Okay, so if I'm going to take a design which is circle in shape, then I'll not be able to stick the stones around. So that is the reason the geometrical shape that I have taken for this design is going to have mostly straight lines and angles over here rather than having semicircle or a circle and crescent shapes and all. So before we start the design, it is always better that we write it on a piece of paper to get an idea on how we want to do it, and also fill it with colors using a color pencil or a sketch pen and see how the color combination goes. So this is the color combination that I'm going to use for today's rangoli, and that is why I first drew it on a piece of paper, colored it to see how this design is going to look, and only then I'm actually going to translate it into the papers and all those things. So as you can see, I have got hexagonal shapes over here. So it is a hexagonal center followed by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hexagonal shapes. And then I have got diyas over here, again 6 in number, and I've got this particular shape which looks like a leaf. Again, those are 6 in number. So let me show you how to do each one of these shapes, because these shapes are going to be very tricky. And you can only do these shapes if you have got a compass, but today let me show you on how to do these shapes without using a compass. All you are going to need is a scale, a pencil, and a round object. That is it. To do this design, we'll have to start with a A4 size paper. The reason why I'm taking A4 size paper is because we are going to use a specific material called as OHP sheets, overhead projector sheets, which are available widely in any of these stationery shops, and they are also available on Amazon. So I'm going to leave a link for all of these items that you can purchase online in the description box of the video. So please don't forget to look at the description box. So the material that we are going to use is called as OHP sheets, and they usually come in A4 size or a A3 size sheets. Okay, and these are transparent sheets, and they are separated by a thin sheet which looks something like this. So if you remove the upper sheet, then you're going to get a transparent sheet like this, and this is what we call it as OHP sheets. Just one thing you need to take care that for Kundan Rangoli, the Kundan stones is going to have some weight. So if you take a very thin material of OHP sheets, then it is just going to sag like this when you lift it, and it will get damaged very easily. So that is why you will have to take a thick material of the OHP sheet. It doesn't have to be very thick and very stiff, but it has to be at least not very thin. So these OHP sheets, they actually come in A3 size or A4 size, and it is the A4 size which is widely available everywhere. So that is the reason all of the designs that I'm going to show you today, you should be able to fit it within a A4 size. But then when you start putting the Rangoli designs together, you will see how big the Rangoli is going to turn out. But for making individual designs, just a A4 size sheet is sufficient, and that is the reason why I have taken an A4 size white paper. So to make the hexagonal shape, you're going to need a steel plate which looks something like this. Now it all depends on how big your entire design is going to be. So imagine one of this hexagonal shape to be of the size of this particular steel plate. If one hexagonal shape is going to be of that size, then you can imagine the whole design is going to be so big. So depending on how big you want the design, accordingly you can select the size of the circular object. Okay, so over here, because I want to show you how gorgeous the Rangoli is going to look like, so that is the reason why I'm going to make a very big design, and that is the reason why I have taken the biggest size of the plate which can fit inside my A4 size sheet. Okay, as you can see, there is hardly any place left this side and this side. So to draw the hexagonal shape, we will first have to draw a circle. The way to draw a circle is something like this. Keep this plate right in the middle of the page, and let one of the edges of the plate touch the edge of the rectangle shape. Okay, that is the page. So just come down. Okay, so now you can draw a circle, and after you draw a circle, you will need to draw a parallel line to this line, okay, like this, which touches the circle in the center. So how do we do it? So for that, you will have to make sure that this edge of the scale touches the edge of the paper, and this scale is as well touching the circle at some point. Okay, and then draw a line. So this line is going to be perfectly parallel to this line. Okay, so similarly, what we will also have to do is, roughly we will have to identify the center point of the circle. So how do we do it? This circle is touching the line at this point, and it is also touching this edge of the paper at this point. So we can just draw a line to join this point and this point. Okay, and measure what is the length of this line. So for me, it is coming out to be 19 centimeters. So I'll have to divide 19 centimeters by 2 into 2 equal parts, and that comes out to be 9.5 centimeters. So I'll just have to mark a point over here at 9.5 centimeter, and this becomes the center point of the circle. Now you can see how easy it is to identify the center point of the circle, and it is 100% accurate. Now, after having done that, what we'll have to do is, we'll have to draw 2 semicircles like this. And that semicircle will have to touch this line and this edge of the paper at this center point at this side. And similarly, when we are doing it here, it has to touch this line, this edge of the paper and the center point. So for drawing the circle, again you are going to use the same plate that you have used to draw this circle. Okay. So now you can see this plate is touching this line over here, and it is touching the center point, and it is also touching this edge of the paper. Now I'll just have to draw a semicircle here, not an entire circle. All I'm interested is in this point and this point. That is it. So similarly, we draw a semicircle over here. Now again I have got this point and this point. Now we will have to draw one more parallel line which is parallel to this. Okay, so we know that this particular length, for me it is coming out to be 9.5 centimeters. Okay, so just measure 9.5 centimeters over here, put a point, and again do the same thing over here and put a point, and join these two lines, and this line will be passing through the center of the circle, and this becomes a parallel line. So now again I'm interested in this point, this one, and this one. So now when you use a scale and join all of these lines, that is when you are going to get a perfect hexagonal shape. So here we have the perfect hexagonal shape that we need. So once this is ready, we'll have to translate the same design onto OHP sheet, and we'll have to cut it. So that is going to become our hexagonal shape. Now to translate this particular design onto OHP sheet, we are going to need something called as a OHP marker or a overhead projector marker. I'll again leave a link for this in the description box of the video. So when you are purchasing a overhead projector pen or a permanent marker, make sure that the tip is pointed like this, okay? And it should not be like this. If you are going to buy a pen which has got a tip like this, then your designs will not be accurate. So as much as possible, try to buy a sharp tip pen. And again, this pen is available in any of the stationery shops. You really don't have to worry about it. So keep a OHP sheet on top of your design like this. Okay, I suggest that you don't waste the OHP sheet, so try to avoid the wastage when you are cutting the design. Like for example, if I'm going to keep the OHP sheet right at the center of the design, then this part and this part is going to be wasted. So I really want to conserve my art supplies. That is the reason why I'm going to make the design at a corner, so that I can actually make use of this much amount of sheet for some other design. So just place it over here, and all you need to do is just mark the points. All we are interested for an hexagon is the point, and if we take a scale and we try to join these points, it easily becomes an hexagon. So there you go, we have got the points. All we need to do now is just join these points. Don't worry about these black lines being seen later, okay? Because we are going to cover each one of these designs in a piece of cloth, so all these black lines will go off, it will be hidden. And don't worry if you are making some mistakes inside the OHP sheet like this, even that will be covered. Don't worry about all that. So now we'll have to cut this. So here you can see I have got an hexagonal shaped design on the OHP sheet. This is what is going to take the weight of our Kundan stones and everything. Okay. So like this, we will have to cut 6 more shapes. So in total, we need 7 hexagonal shapes. Now, once the hexagonal shapes are completed, the next part of the design that we need is this yellow color, which looks something like a leaf. So how do we do it? Let me show you. Now let us assume that this is the center part of the design, and these are the surrounding hexagonal designs. Then the leaf shape design is going to come in between these 2 hexagonal shapes. So for that, what you will have to do is arrange it in such a way that there is at least 1 or 2 centimeter gap between each one of the hexagons like this. And then you can either keep an OHP sheet and you can mark these points. Okay, that is the edge of these 2 hexagons, the red colored hexagons. And we are going to take these lines as a reference to make that leaf shape. But because it is not going to be very visible on the OHP sheet, that is why I'm going to show you how to do it on this blue paper. So just slide this paper underneath your hexagon shape like this, okay? And hold your hexagons tightly in position. And then mark these points again. We don't need to trace the entire line. All we need is the points, okay, of the hexagon. So that is what I'm going to mark over here. So I'm going to draw a straight line joining these 2 points. So this becomes the angle for our leaf design, but we shouldn't be taking it right from here. We need to make the design a little smaller. So for that, what we can do is we can just take a point, or we can draw parallel lines to this about 1 or 2 centimeters apart from this. Okay. So I'm just going to leave a little bit of gap like this. Okay. And I'm just going to draw some straight lines like this. And again over here, it should be parallel to this line. And then what we can do, if you remember, we had a point over here, right? This is where our hexagons were ending. So from that point onwards, we'll just make a straight line like this. So the height of this line can be anything, okay? Again, you can just keep these hexagons in place, and then you can see whether the line is going to be big or small and all. So for me, I think, like, you know, if I'm going to start somewhere from here and if I go till here, then I think this particular height looks really good for me. So I just have to measure this length of the line, and I'll have to again draw a line over here and mark a point there. So let me show you how I do it. I'm first going to draw straight lines. And it is this line that we are interested in. It is not this line. It is this line that we want. So I'm just going to take the measurement from here till here. So this is coming out to be 6 centimeters for me. So I'm just going to mark 6 centimeters over here. Okay. And similarly, I'm going to draw one more straight line like this. Okay. And again, I'm going to measure 6 centimeters. So this point, and this point will have to be joined by lines. So this becomes our leaf shape, and this is what we'll have to mark on the OHP sheet, and we'll have to cut it. The next part of the design is this diya. So for this particular diya, I'll show you how to take the measurement. So this is how our design is going to look like, right? So this becomes the center piece of the hexagon, and these are the surrounding hexagons, and these are our leaf shapes. So now we will have to draw diya over here. So for that, what we'll have to do is, again, we'll have to mark these points, okay? That is this point, this point, this point, this point, and this point and this point on OHP sheet, and then internally we'll have to draw the design just like we did for this particular leaf. So for that, again, either you can keep the OHP sheet on top of this and you can do the design. It's very easy. Or otherwise, you can just slide a piece of paper underneath like this. Okay. And make sure that all the pieces are in correct position. And then mark the points over here. So now that I have got all the points, all I need to do is join those points. So now I have got all the required points. So our diya will have to come within this shape. Again, we'll have to keep about 1 to 1.5 centimeters and we'll have to draw parallel lines to each one of these lines. Now once we have all these lines ready, we'll again take the same length that we had taken to make this particular shape. Okay, so over here I had taken about 6 centimeters, so it is the same length that I'm going to take over here. And now just join these two lines. Take the center point of the line. And from that center point, take somewhere about 2 centimeters this side and 2 centimeters that side. Now you can just take some random point at this side and another point over here on this line, and we'll just have to join all of these lines. Now when you're taking it below, just take this particular point which is not very far. Okay, it can be closer to this point, but when you're taking marking another point over here, so let it be a little far away like this. Okay, and just join the lines. And there you go, our diya is ready. So we'll have to cut this part separately and we'll have to cut this part separately, and that is going to give our shapes. So you will have to translate all of these points onto the OHP sheet and cut it just like the way I showed you for the hexagonal shape. So now I have got all of these shapes cut. These are the shapes which are required for diya. So I've got 6 pieces of each being cut, and this is the leaf shape. So again I have cut 6 pieces. And this is the hexagonal shape. Again I have cut 6 pieces. So this completes part 1 of this video, which is preparing for the rangoli base and the geometrical shapes and all. In the next part of the video, I will be showing you on how to decorate each one of these elements of the rangoli. So please don't miss to watch that video. I hope you all have liked this design and the Kundan rangoli that I have shown you so far. If so, please click on the like button and subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to click on the bell icon to get automatic notifications every time I release a new video. Thank you.